Hola amigos, muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos a un nuevo video. Esta es la penúltima parte de The Witcher 3 Heart of Stone, la primera expansión de The Witcher 3. Y bueno, como ven en el título, este va sobre la quest, la misión, escenas de un matrimonio, Scenes from a Marriage, que personalmente es una de mis misiones favoritas. Es una de mis historias particulares que más me han gustado del juego, que más me han movido un poco a mí como emocional y personalmente. Y pues sí, gran parte de la decisión que vamos a ver en la siguiente parte, para el final de este DLC, se basa en los sucesos de este episodio, así que espero les guste, espero le pongan mucha atención y lo disfruten como yo lo disfruté. Y pues nada, esperen el viernes el final de Hearts of Stone. Nos vemos en el prevideo, hermanos. Goodbye. Aquí creo que no le vendo nada, no le voy a vender nada. Sin querer abrir aquí el menú. Pero bueno, vamos ahora sí. Aquí me salté una misión de la última vez que jugamos, que teníamos que robar la casa de Maximilian Borsodi, que es como el abuelo de la casa de subastas a la que entramos en el directo anterior.
Ya regresé.
Yegel, hola.
Ay.
Le digo aquí algo a Yegel. Yegel.
¿Qué pasa, crack?
Buenas, que estés de regreso. Si quieres, quédate aquí en el stream. Yo creo que me voy a mutear del Discord para poder comentar aquí bien como la historia y eso. Pero igual si te quieres quedar a escuchar pues así que todo el mucho texto. Está muy chido, la verdad, al menos me parece mi opinión, que está muy bueno.
Sale. Sí, va. Entonces me muté del Discord, pero...
Yo me muteo igual.
Sale, va.
Igual aquí en el stream os comento todo, baby.
Arre, sale.
Besotes. Ahí está. Listo, ahora sí, podemos comenzar. Les digo, me saltó una misión, la de asaltar aquí la casa de subastas. Que fue pues entrar aquí por esa torre de que se ve ahí arriba. Entramos y robamos una casa, pues como una casita así. Pues tenía que empezar a martillar mi vecino. A las 9 de la noche empieza a martillar mi vecino, ¿es en serio? Bueno, esperemos que no se escuche demasiado. Y ya la robamos y ya se la venimos a traer aquí a All Gear. Recuerden que después de cumplir cada deseo tenemos que reportarnos con él. Y cumplimos el segundo, vamos por el tercero.
Need to chat. I'm all ears, Witcher.
Sí, un poquito el volumen aquí. Listo. Vamos a preguntarle por todo lo demás.
Your band chosen some interesting specimens. Interesting? How so?
Un poquito más de volumen. Ya.
Common carouses and roughnecks. Every last one. Where'd you dig them up? Some have been with me ages. Others are gathered on the road. And a few found me themselves. They're company for drink and sport, at least. And ever since I began traveling with them, my old enemies have sat quiet as moles.
Que la gente que lo acompaña ha sido gente así como fiel, que lo conocía de antes, o yo creo que llegó buscándolo. El punto es que son como muy buena compañía que tiene All Gear. Vamos a preguntar ahora del sable, que es lo interesante, la recompensa que nos llevamos de esta misión. Un pequeño spoiler.
First time I've seen a saber like that. What's its origin? A fear. It was a gift. Any soft-armed craven can hang a blade from his belt, prance about feigning danger. But my saber's a promise. If I reach for it, heads will roll. Mere sight of it quells the urge to duel, in Shabers eager to face Olgierd von Everec, the infamous outlaw. My medallion seems to think it's magic. It thinks, eh? And I think you've never seen a better weapon.
Ese sable, como dice Geralt, es algo mágico porque su medallón que está aquí colgado, que le ayuda a detectar cosas mágicas, pues vibra. Dice que se tiene un poquito de magia ahí, ese sable. Ya veremos después qué precisamente es.
Keep wondering how you turned the Ophiri into a beast. The more I think about it, the more I'm sure it was no run-of-the-mill curse.
This professional curiosity, or nosiness, as common as the cloud.
Desire to improve. Information could prove useful down the line.
In the future, you under the delusion you'll complete your tasks, live happily ever after.
Remains to be seen. So for now, admit it. A mage helped you, right?
Give you a hint. You're not the only one to fulfill wishes around here.
Dim transformed the Ophiri? It was your wish?
Nay. It was my doing alone. But you're right. It was no ordinary curse. Though I'll say no more. A curse I uttered in a moment of rage, with no thought to it actually taking hold.
Esa de la maldición que le echó al príncipe Ophiri, al que matamos en el primer episodio de esta historia, que vivía en las alcantarillas, que era un sapo gigante que lo ayudó a maldecir ahí a alguien para que fuera una maldición poderosa.
Tell me, how'd you meet the Ophiri you turned into a beast?
Aren't you a nosy one?
What's it matter? You like to talk about yourself.
That I cannot deny. Ophiri was a Dauphin on a voyage through lands unknown, to learn of their cultures and customs. He fell for a lass. As it happened, this woman was already important to me. But at the time, I was naught compared to a noble from a foreign land. So her parents promised her hand to the Ophiri, though she loved me.
Hablando de Iris, su
His
esposa.
feeble attempts at charm. When she asked why he travelled disguised as a common merchant, he said he was like the frog from the fairy tale. One kiss from her, and he turned into a prince. Wanted to be a frog. Became a frog.
Aquí para recapitular la historia de Olgierd, del chamaco que está aquí detrás. El Ophiri, el príncipe Ophir. Ophir, recuerdo que es un reino que existe aquí en el universo de The Witcher, que es más o menos como Persia. Y Counter O'Dim, y bueno, vamos a conocer más adelante a Iris. Iris von Everec, la amada de Olgierd. Te explico rapidín. Es que Olgierd era el hijo de un noble que era un bandido, tenía su banda de bandidos junto con su hermano y todo el pedo, ¿no? Eran acá gente violentona. Entonces, conoce a Iris Van Rove, creo que es su nombre como soltera, y pues se enamoraron, Olgierd y Iris, hasta que un día la familia de Olgierd perdió mucho de su dinero, se endeudaron y finalmente pues la casa terminó siendo subastada en la casa de los Borsodi, que es la casa de subastas que vimos ahorita atrásito y la que teníamos que robar. Entonces Olgierd, cuando ve que empieza a perderlo todo, busca ayuda de alguien. A lo mejor con esta historia también ya pueden ubicar la verdadera naturaleza de Counter O'Dim, de el pelón del Master Mirror, el que según es un mercader de espejos. Entonces pues le ayudó él. Ahorita vamos a ver más adelante cómo fue que hizo contacto, pero le ayudó a recuperar su fortuna, y uno de sus particulares deseos fue querer vivir como si no hubiera un mañana. Es por eso que hay un poquito torcido el deseo. Olgierd es inmortal, no hay un mañana para él, porque bueno, es inmortal. Sí, son cosas acá medio sacadas de contexto, pero bueno, eso es lo que hace lo que hacen los seres como Control Dim. Y que pueden ir imaginando más o menos. Es un genio de la lámpara, es un demonio, como dicen sus siglas, Control Dim, GOD es Dios. Entonces es parte del misterio, ¿no?, que tiene este personaje. Y bueno, siguiendo la historia, cuando empiezan a perderlo todo, la familia de Olgierd, los papás de Iris, su prometida, o sea, no la casan, pero la prometen así en matrimonio a un príncipe de Ophir, del reino que les digo. Entonces Olgierd ve eso y maldice al príncipe. Maldice al príncipe, este sapo que matamos en el principio de la historia. Y bueno, Control Dim nos recluta a nosotros para ayudarlo a cumplir sus deseos. Sus 3 deseos, que bueno, el primero era darle a su hermano muerto, a Vladimir, la noche de su vida, que bueno, fue la misión esta de Dead Man's Party, la fiesta del hombre muerto, que hicimos ahí un desastre en la fiesta y todo, ¿no? Aquí pequeño dato curioso que al final nos dice Control Dim, Vladimir sacrificó a su hermano para poder estar con Iris. Parte de los deseos que le pidió a Control Dim involucraban que sacrificara a alguien que amara, entonces tuvo que escoger entre su hermano o Iris y pues sacrificó a su hermano. Entonces prácticamente él mató a su hermano por andar queriendo cosas, ¿no? Pidiéndoselas a la gente equivocada. Y bueno, el segundo deseo era recuperar la casa de los Borsodi, para vengarse de que ellos le quitaron la casa a su familia. Y el tercer deseo es el que vamos a escuchar ahorita mismo. Espero les haya gustado esta recapitulación. Si alguien no había visto parte de la historia, bueno, ya al menos puede seguirlo. Y bueno, vamos a continuar.
Got something for you.
I love gifts, but I prefer to unwrap them in private. Oi, lads, mind the barrels. Going out for a jabber with Geralt. Come. That's better. All right, what do you have for me?
Max Bersodi's house, as requested.
La casa de Max Borsodi, que les digo es una casa así como miniatura.
The papers, where are they?
Left them in the vault. You wanted the house, you got the house. Never mentioned its contents.
You're a quick study. Already as tricky as Odin himself. Keen to ridicule a man. Do you know what I and the company do with your type?
Ask for legal advice.
Dunno. Ask for legal advice? Looks to me like you might need some. You signed the contract, Olgierd. I'm just fulfilling its terms, to the letter. Unhappy? Hell, should have chosen your words more carefully.
Yes, I should have. I assume you came to an agreement with Horst. Shame. A right horse in that one.
Made a deal with his brother, who then beat the living shit out of Horst with a gold candle holder.
It's progress.
Why did you even need those
Quiero
papers?
explicar algo de esa
To
casa.
sink the Borsodis, naturally. You see, I learned of an interesting clause in old man Maximilian's will. It states that his sons must meet and shake hands in agreement at least once a year at Bellatane. Failing that, the auction house must be auctioned off. The proceeds to go to Vilmerius Hospital.
Guess the old man sensed what might happen.
Aim to deliver those papers to the right hands. Borsodi would have landed in the streets, and the hospital would have gotten the funds it needs to treat orphans and beggars pro bono.
Awfully noble of you, showing so much concern for the needy.
I couldn't give a rat's ass about the needy. May they wither and disappear along with the city. I wanted one thing. Revenge.
Quiere vengarse porque hundieron a su familia. Lo que les digo.
The Borsodis, what's your gripe? Get kicked out of an auction?
Worse. They evicted me from my home. Are you really interested?
Sí.
Wouldn't have asked if I wasn't.
Ha! Cheeky as ever. My family, they took on some debt. A poor investment in a sawmill. A bad crop one year. A lawsuit lost. You know how it is. When it rains, it pours. We needed but a few weeks to recover. But Horst Borsodi had acquired our debt. All of it. Demanded it be repaid immediately. I pleaded. I begged. I tore open my shirt at his threshold. Ugh. It was like talking to a wall. I went to the auction. Saw those perfumed pricks buy my father's sword. My mother's death mask. My brother's horse tack. Ah, Horst earned a pretty pile selling our mementos.
No surprise the animosity you feel for him.
that was but the start. My Iris's parents learned of my family's misfortune, and our betrothal was no more. They found her another suitor, one from beyond the sea.
El príncipe de Ophir.
The anger I felt. I thought I'd gone mad. Went to the tavern, drank a round, a second, abroad, then had another tankard. And then, I asked the wrong bloke for help.
Contributing.
What happened then?
What happened then, Witcher, was one big stinking pile of shite. Well, why do you stand there? Do you need something still?
Necesitamos que nos diga su tercer deseo. Aquí está, third task.
Third wish. Time you stated it.
A moment, Geralt. I must see to something. Then we'll chat. You there. Yank the herring out the barrel.
Hay alguien allá adentro. Ah, no.
Come on, none of this dallying.
Now, ready to listen? Or do you still not give two shites about what I've got to say?
I'm ready. I'm listening.
Good. You'll return to your lord and tell him as follows. His demand was brazen. Hurt me to the core. For I was brought up to respect the sacred law of hospitality. And I shall not bend to an uncouth boor's dictum. Understood? I will pay him a visit shortly to test his willingness to adapt. So you ride off and announce me. And don't spare your horse. Got it?
Aye, got it.
Give this man a mount and leave him go. Come, Witcher. We must talk outside. The Aphiri believe one should only discuss important matters out of doors, with the gods as witnesses.
Barrel. What was that about?
On the way here, we stopped for nourishment at a tavern belonging to one Lord Dauntless. We enjoyed ourselves as one does at an inn, raucously. Our antics were not to the liking of this Dauntless. Sent a man to warn us that if we were ever to return, we would hang.
You burned the inn down?
I left ample compensation with the innkeep. But it seems the rapscallion neglected to mention this to his lord. But that's of little import. What matters is someone called me a whoreson and threatened to kill me. It was one of those threats that sound like an invitation. I intend to accept it. Return to those parts.
Must have made quite a few enemies along the way. Maybe not today and not tomorrow, but someday, someone will find a way to take you down.
And that should trouble me why? I feel no fear, no regrets. The wise men of Oxenfurt claim there are no gods. After death, there is only the void. I've known this void already. Death holds no surprises.
Porque no tiene miedo de cuando eventualmente le den su merecido.
Fulfilled 2 of your wishes. Time I learned the third.
Confident, aren't you? Proud, sure of your strengths. Fearless.
Third task, if you don't mind.
Mutations. They stripped you of emotion. Tell me, have you ever loved? I mean, truly loved?
Simon.
Yeah, I've loved. Can we get to the matter at hand?
Perhaps instead we ought to sit down inside. Have a good chat over some fiery water.
¿Por qué no?
Not about to drink with you.
Ah, dije que no.
Third
Pendejo.
wish. Still waiting to hear it.
Aye, aren't you stubborn? Fine. Listen well. I had a wife once. The day I saw her last, I gave her a rose. A violet one. Bring me that blue. Wouldn't mind reminding myself what it looks like.
When was that? How long's it been? Flowers wilted and turned to dust by now.
You wished to hear a wish. Now you have. Fulfill it. I ride now to visit this Dauntless, but one of my men will remain here. He'll know how to find me. That is, of course, should you succeed.
Least you could tell me where your wife is.
In my old manor, east of Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd wish you Godspeed, but, well, you understand, I'm sure. Goodbye, Geralt.
Eso es deseo, recuperar la rosa que Olgierd le dio a Iris, su esposa. Y vamos a la misión, una de las misiones que más me gustan de este juego. Scenes from Marriage. Escenas de un matrimonio. Mi madre. Vamos allá. Fíjense que incluso para esta misión se me voy a quitar la cámara, Voy a quitar la cámara para dejarlos así completamente ambientados con la escena. Aquí voy a seguir yo en el voiceover aquí con el buen micro, pero me voy a quitar la cámara para que puedan disfrutar del juego pulcro sin ninguna distracción de mi cara. Voy a cuidar aquí el mezclador de sonido para que no se me vaya muy arriba el juego, por ejemplo. Ajá, así, justo lo que preveía. Y a ver. Roach. Roachy, aquí estás.
Come on, Roach.
Y vamos acá. Buenas, Yagel. Y pues sí. Les digo que esta parte del juego en particular me encanta. Scenes of a Marriage es precioso, la verdad. Una excelente historia. Es probablemente una de mis top 3 historias favoritas del juego. Porque, bueno, aquí tenemos el contexto de que Olgierd es una persona bastante cuestionable en cuanto a su moralidad. Pero aquí sabemos que, primero que nada, que fue más o menos engañado, lo que vio su deseo torcido por Gunter Odin. Bueno, ya platicamos más o menos qué puede ser Gunter Odin hace un rato. Y ahorita llegamos a su mansión. Esta es la antigua mansión de Olgierd.
Anyone there?
Mighty rusty and covered in creepers. Need another way in.
Creepers. Oh man.
Kendrick. Kendrick, you there?
Not so loud.
Ah! God, scared me after.
Not so loud, I said. Fog's not natural. Could be something in there hiding. Foglets or air nymphs, for example. Don't want to attract them. Believe me.
Foglets. Oh, sweet mother Melitterly, why'd I ever come here?
Good question. What are you doing here?
See, Kendrick and me, we thought man has been empty all these years, full of fine things going to rot.
Mm-hmm. So you're a thief.
Thieves steal from the living. What's the harm taken from the dead? Kendrick went to open a door. I stood watch. Suddenly heard his lamp smash. Then nothing. Quiet. Called out to him, but... What was that? One of them foglets you spoke of?
No.
Phew. That's a stone off my...
I'll see what that was and look for your partner. You?
I ain't about to wait around. I'm out of here.
Pretty sprawling, this estate. How am I gonna find that rose in this fog? fresh manure. Water's ice cold. Mountain stream cold. Rather worn. Used often. Wonder by who. A grave here?
Un perrito negro. Hola, crack.
What are you doing in a place like this? Best shoe before you get hurt.
Así como fuera de aquí lo omiten desde que te vayan a hacer daño.
Beehives. Well maintained, but dormant. Someone's still tending to the flower beds. No violet rose, though. Woods rotted completely. No violet rose here. Maybe somewhere out back. I'd scooch along, kitty. This place. What's that? That. Digging. Prints from cleated boots, leading from the back of the garden. A lockpick? Must have been the other thieves. Someone dragged a wounded man through here.
Ojo, ojo al dato. Atentos. Se viene.
Graves, unmarked. Laid out in rows, like garden beds. Hey. Hear me? Other thief. Body's mutilated. Who are you? Damn.
Introducing el caretaker. Pega duro, Bueno, ni tanto la verdad, pero... No tiene que ser una boss fight larga esto. Porque pega y se cura, ¿se fijan? Ya es que pega, se cura y nos pegó 2 veces y ya tiene toda la vida otra vez. No, oye, que no te vayas, güey. A ver, me voy a chetar. Ah, pito, no puedo meditar. Me la peleé. No tengo para tomarme las pociones. Me voy a tener que echar a pudo la manía de la bonita y mi gente bien. Y hay que... Los aspectos que salen hay que matar a nosotros, porque si los mata el caretaker se cura él. nosotros porque si los mata él se cura. Ya se curó. No, hostia, no está... Esta boss va a estar complicada, Que se cura mucho. Ok, ya logramos ahí un buen ritmo. Aguas, como que se vuelve a curar. Vamos. No, que mataron los espectros estos. Se los matan, se cura. Está curando mucho. Ya se curó que está la vida el hijo de perra. Oh. Bien, estoy muy jodido porque no tengo manera de regenerar vida. Cuidado, cuidado. Por la espalda aquí ya. Muérete ya, güey, muérete ya. Muérete ya, muérete ya, muérete ya. Complicado. Estuvo complicado. Estuvo complicado esto.
What the fuck was that?
F-bomb.
No eyes or nostrils, deformed organs. Damn thing had no right to be alive.
Well, philosophers do still debate what it means to be alive, exactly.
Normally I'd be shocked, but not after what I just saw. Who are you two?
Clearly not animals. Think of us as friends of the house.
What's with the show? The pretense that you're animals. You couldn't have warned me?
No. We're obliged to maintain discretion.
So why talk to me at all?
Why? Well, we get so few chances to talk to humans, and we're curious to know what brought you.
Gonna need a better answer than that.
Later.
What about this thing? What can you tell me? Friend of yours?
We called him the Caretaker.
Doesn't look like any creature I've ever seen. Where'd it come from?
From very far away. He was summoned to guard Lady Iris and the home. He tended the garden, took care of unwanted guests.
Very far away. Meaning where exactly?
The name of this place would mean naught to you.
O sea que era un demonio que se invocó de otro plano, digamos. Fuera de este mundo.
You know the master of the house, the owner?
Olgierd von Everec? Yes. We know him, but he left, and his wife became mistress of the house.
Great. So, Lady von Everec home? Could you announce me, say she has a guest?
Why do you wish to see her?
I'm here to get the violet rose Olgierd gave Iris just before he left.
Iris is inside, in the bedchamber upstairs. Take his key. It opens the rear door.
Guess I'll make my own introductions. So, how should I address you?
As you did now. We'd rather keep our names to ourselves.
Y hay que lootear la pala, que no se nos olvide. La pala no la podemos llevar y está muy buena. para pelear.
Another intruder buried by the caretaker.
Y ahora sí voy a hacer lo que quería hacer hace rato, que es tomarme mis pociones para curarme, porque si no me va a costar un huevo. Las peleas que vienen a continuación, que sí vienen varias peleas. Bastante interesantes, la verdad. Sigamos adelante.
What the hell?
Fantasma.
Gotta be careful.
Me disculpo por la pequeña pausa, que pensé que mi micrófono se había bajado el volumen.
What the hell was that?
Leave before it's too late.
Si no están con los fríos esto, no sé qué les haya pasado en sus vidas, porque esto está muy creepy.
Tidy, and everything's clean, ready for a meal to be served. Caretaker must still set the table. Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way.
Sabiduría de Geralt. Todas las familias felices son iguales. Todas las familias infelices son infelices a su propia manera.
Fire damage. Interesting. Happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way.
Y ya me perdí, déjame regresar abajo porque él tiene que hacer algo que abajo. Cuadro de Olgierd.
Olgierd as I've never known him. A different man then.
A ver qué pasa arriba. Creo que hay que hacer algo arriba. Interesante, ya me perdí. Aquí fue donde subí, me cayó el candelabro, luego pasé aquí y salió el... Traes el fantasma aquí de la pintura. Tengo que salir por acá. Ah, claro, pero por aquí. Aquí se ve la puerta sola, grande. Uy, ya me acuerdo qué pasa aquí.
Ugly bastard.
Peleamos contra el espectro, banda. Contra el espectro que me estaba aquí espantando ahora sí. Cuando salga ese rayo verde es que se va a empezar a curar de las pinturas y hay que destruirlas para evitar que se cure. Temblorado aquí. ¿Pero dónde se quiere curar? ¿Dónde se quiere curar? De acá. Ya se curó mucho en esta vez. Vamos a pegarle ahí. Así. Espadear al espectro este teclado. Para que caiga. Se quiere curar de acá. Pero pégale, güey. Vamos. Un tercio de vida, por favor, Jack. Aquí la agarramos, chavales. Esta es la nuestra. Cura de acá. Cae, chavales, aquí cae, aquí cae. No, se curó otra vez. No, estaba un toque ya. Ah, igual, queda poquita vida. Vamos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, vale.
Was that? Bed chamber. Iris was supposed to be here. Lovely couple.
No importa un retrato de Iris y Olgierd. Hermoso, la verdad.
Gotta be her. Damn it.
You wish to see her? Here she is.
A man should frame his wishes carefully. It forestalls disappointment.
This some sick joke. Why didn't you tell me she was dead right away?
You didn't ask.
And why hasn't anyone buried her?
We can't. As for the caretaker, the one you cut down, while still alive, she ordered him to stay away from her for all time.
How did she die? Don't see any wounds, evidence of a fight.
Her heart burst.
Meaning what? A heart attack?
No, it simply burst.
Find that hard to believe.
Yet that's precisely what happened. One day Iris locked the front door, lay down here and died. From grief, from loneliness.
Y murió de amor y en soledad y de tristeza.
The deeper I get into this, the more I gotta wonder. Why are you even helping me?
We were summoned to serve Iris von Everec. Our mistress died, but that did not free us from her service.
Got it. You want to leave this place, leave these bodies.
Surprised?
No, not at all. Her ghost's restless, angry, attacks intruders. Know why?
Lady von Everec has endured much hardship. She's unaccustomed to guests and not fond of strange folk.
She can't hear us.
Seems I gotta speak to Iris's ghost.
It's no easy task to contact the mistress. Rage and bitterness fill her.
Got my ways. To make contact with Iris, I gotta bury her body. But that caretaker's macabre little cemetery won't do. Too much blood, too much fear.
She spent much time in the front garden.
Maybe there.
Wait. Take this key. It opens the front door.
Good dog.
Buen chico.
She liked to sit here, but this is not a good place for a grave.
Too close to the house.
I'll keep searching.
Iris von Everec adored flowers.
But she would never want to destroy them.
All right, I'll dig the grave somewhere else. This place seems suitable.
Yes, she loved to paint.
Did Iris von Everec have any last requests? Say how she wanted her remains disposed of?
She feared death. Worried none would see to her burial or say a kind word in parting.
Guess I'll be the one to do that. Can't say much about Iris von Everec, but I do know I like her paintings. It's a shame her art couldn't bring her greater comfort. At times, fate muddles our path, and life turns toilsome, hard to bear. Yet all deserve respite and peace in death. You two, got any last words for your mistress?
We don't partake in human rituals.
Trusting that what you've done is in keeping with your customs.
Your name's inscribed in this sketchbook. Perhaps you'd like it to be buried with you. The remains are interred. Let's summon her. Tormented spirit, I've laid your bones to rest. Forget your wrath, forget your grief. Show yourself.
nada más que bonita.
Forgive me for tearing you from your realm. I need to ask you. Should I follow you? All right. What is this place?
The Painted World. The work of Iris von Everec.
How'd you two get in here?
We exist in both worlds at once.
Strange place.
One born of Iris von Everec's dreams.
It existed only in her mind while she lived. In death, it gained substance.
Pretty fantastic tale. Hard as hell to believe.
Yet you'd best believe it, and be on your guard. The Painted World is rife with danger.
All right, this is lovely and all, but where's Iris?
You awoke her but for a moment. If you wish to speak to her, you must tear her from her slumber completely.
Sure, but how?
You're a tracker, right? Saw you examining the tracks outside.
Yeah, so?
This is a world built of memories blurred and wilting. Moments our mistress wishes to forget, but cannot.
You need to find them, restore them, summon the fears that torment Iris, and destroy them.
Easy to say.
Vamos en el mundo pintado. Es el como el lugar paraíso de Iris.
Spectres of Olgierd and his wife. But why aren't they moving?
This is a memory.
But it's incomplete, blurred. You must peer closely and restore it.
Para cada recuerdo tenemos que encontrar algo que los completa.
The spirit from the steppe. Bread often well worn. Painting palette. Pieces of tableware for an afternoon tea or breakfast.
Aquí looteamos un libro, una paleta de pintura y algo de té. Tenemos que ponérselos a donde van cada uno. Que obviamente es el libro. Olgierd está leyendo. Acá iría la tetera.
Probably not right.
Ah, no. La tetera no va ahí.
Probably not right.
Ok, no. Entonces aquí va la paleta.
Perfect match. Iris was painting the manor.
La tetera estaba de sobra.
We should get a dog. Or a dog and a cat. Even better. When the rain comes, the dog will warm my feet and the cat will play with a ball of yarn by the fire. What do you think? Are you even listening?
Apologies, dear. Had my mind on my book.
Is it that terribly absorbing?
Yes, terribly. Know what? Let's go inside.
Why? It's lovely out here. The birds singing, the bees buzzing. Blissful, really.
Sorry, dear. I feel unwell. I'll go in. You stay a while longer.
Algo ya estaba molestando a Olgierd desde que se formó este recuerdo. Muchas abejas. Son espectros de arañas, pero no se pelean como arañas.
Another memory.
Están como que van a... Como que están tomando algo. Por aquí, a ver. Flores.
For a special occasion.
Un vaso.
Just like the one Olgierd's holding.
Sí, ya nos dijo que va con Olgierd. Y un velo de boda. A ver, para Iris, el bouquet.
Probably not right.
Bueno, el vaso.
Perfect match.
Sí, el vaso nada más.
Your health, my dear wife.
And yours, my husband.
In my land, custom calls that newlyweds be greeted with bread and salt. But we're alone for now.
I need none but you. Oh, if only this moment could last forever.
I shall see what I can do. But come in and see our home.
Gladly, but I know this sounds silly, yet the house has sat empty for so long and I'm...
Afraid of spiders? I know. I swept them all up and tossed them in the garden.
Es que matamos ahorita.
My knight, you've seen to everything.
Y salen más todavía, claro que sí. Listo. Next.
Medallion's humming. A wraith?
No, a nightmare.
A fear crystallized, one you must now face.
Another dream of the past. Bet this one's incomplete too. Just a little different than the painting. A Toussaint wine. Expensive.
Aquí les tenemos que pasar para construir la imagen. Vemos que está 5 personas, olvides incluidas, un porco en medio, velas, una jarra. A ver. Nos falta ponernos y dejar hasta en medio.
Olgierd's wife liked flowers. Judging by the ornamentation, this might be hers. Silver thread, pearls. Doll must have cost a fortune. A lavish feast, trying to impress the guests.
¿Dónde están las piezas para restaurar este recuerdo? No veo nada. Ah. Hay que encender las velas, a lo mejor.
These were lit in the painting, but that's not all.
Ok, falta algo más. Encender aquí la chimenea.
Fire was burning in the painting. Still something missing, though.
Ah, el velo de Iris, ¿no? Me falta ponerle su velo. Bueno, ya estuvo. No sé exactamente qué fue lo que hizo que ya estuviera bien, pero ya está bien.
My darling, is everything all right? You seem pale, out of sorts.
Everything's fine, really. But why don't you tell me how you fare? I'm ever so happy to see you. Except, why didn't Grandmama and Grandpapa come?
It's a long, rugged journey. Muddy.
They still refuse to meet me. Is that it? And what's this?
We've brought some of Iris's things. Her favorite brush, her cherished doll, and this for you.
Banknotes.
We paid off your debts, bought them out, to avoid bringing shame to the family.
So nice of Mama and Papa to remember me.
Olgierd? Now you see his true nature? I warned you before the wedding. A ruffian and a boor who keeps the company of bandits. Are you not afraid to live under one roof with that rabble?
No la aprobaban, como podemos ver. Viene el espectro de Olgierd.
So let's follow him. Don't like this place. The bedchamber.
La pintura de Olgierd. Estos son de frutas. Un bazo. Pero aquí falta algo también.
Towel stained with blood.
What time is it?
It's late. Sleep.
Up all night in your study again, I see. What have you got on your hands?
Nothing. Got a bit dirty, that's it.
Is that blood? Have you hurt yourself?
Ink stains. I was writing letters. I shall go to Oxenfurt soon. Perhaps you'd come with me.
Oh, that's a marvelous idea. A trip would do us both so much good.
Then it's decided. Now, time for bed. I'm exhausted.
I shan't fall asleep now. It's out of the question. Come, I shall finish your portrait.
She painted Olgierd. Goblet details are all one in the painting. Tableau's missing something. Living tableau's gotta look just like the painting.
Era las uvas, creo. En la izquierda.
Fits, I think.
El goblet. A la izquierda también.
Maybe this.
Ok, no.
Maybe on this side.
Sí. Y la manzana en la derecha.
This goes here. Finally, just like the picture.
Nice. Sí, supe.
Smile a bit wider.
Like this?
You were meant to smile, not bare your teeth. No, still wrong. Smile like you did when Papa agreed we could marry. Please? You're useless. I can tell something's bothering you.
I've a bit of work I should see to.
Again? Olgierd, we agreed not to keep any secrets from one another. We promised.
Forgive me. I don't wish to discuss this.
Olgierd. Olgierd.
Hay que hacer más aspectos. Bastantes más. Esto.
Master von Everec's study. Here he immersed himself in the arcane arts.
Blood? For some kind of magic, I bet. The Gates of Mystery. Between Worlds? The Library of an Occultist.
Llevamos un libro, una botella con sangre, una pieza de tiza, un par de libros.
Or on foreign presences. A tome about parleying with demons. Manor was depressingly gloomy in the winter.
Un libro sobre cómo hacer pactos con demonios. Bien, Olgierd.
Lines aren't all clear though. Need chalk to fix them, then I can set out the candles.
Bien hecho, Olgierd.
Black magic. That should do it. Now for the candles.
Creo que es la 2.
What about this? Not even a fizzle.
Inside.
Let's try this. Nothing.
Surrounding.
How about this?
Come back! We must talk!
Go away. I wish to be alone.
Not this time! Come out at once!
Leave me be. I merely want to work in peace.
Una de sus cosas truculentas, el Olgierd.
What other spell must I use, damn it? I've tried them all. I wish to end our pact. I summon thee!
Quiere romper el pacto con Odin.
Damn it!
Pero no puede. Y quemó la casa.
In here, quickly! The flames! Douse the flames!
I did not expect that.
Entramos al cuadro de la casa de invierno para escapar de las llamas.
Damn it, smack in the middle of a raging blizzard. Gotta find shelter and get inside. Iris and her father. Drained to the last drop. A beer
tarro.
tank, but there was vodka in it. So
Una
this is
pipa.
when he started smoking.
Contrato de
Marriage
casamiento.
contract between Iris and Olgierd.
Era un contrato, A ver, aquí Olgierd tiene pues, el tarro, ¿no?
So that's how he whiled away the long winter evenings.
Un cuchillo.
Knife covered in blood. Guess Olgierd got the scars on his shoulders that winter.
Aquí el contrato.
Her father must have been holding the contract.
Sí.
Furthermore, it is agreed that Iris shall be accorded the respect she is owed, that you shall heed her counsel and requests, and...
Get to the point, Father. My patience runs thin.
Gladly. On Iris's request, I declare this marriage null and void.
Divorcio, básicamente.
You vowed to remain with me till death do us part.
And I've held to my vow. The Olgierd I married is no more.
Breaking a word once given does not come that easy. Believe me. You shall stay here forever.
Enough! You will not command us. You will...
Mocos, güey.
Father! Father! No!
Servants, take this carcass and feed it to the beasts.
Son espectros de necrófagos que vienen realmente a comerse el cadáver del padre de Iris.
Then von Everec ceased to be human.
Though he still loved his wife.
No, he merely remembered that he should love her.
Let's go upstairs.
A lo largo de toda esta sección de reconstruir recuerdos hemos estado viendo cómo Olgierd empezó a cambiar debido al cómo...
I remember. We spent much time together here, the three of us.
In silence.
We'll take our places, the same as then.
You do the rest.
Debido a los efectos secundarios del pacto que hizo con Contra Odin, que vimos que cuando le prendió fuego a la casa quería romper su pacto, quería romperlo.
A large clay bowl. Animal hair. Single place setting. No others on the table.
Aquí el bowl para el perro.
This was yours. Small bowl. For soup, maybe? Claw scratches.
El gato, ¿qué le pondremos? El small bowl.
There we go.
Y ahí ya pues las... Pero ya se le pone nada. Me falta. Aquí está el caretaker. El food tray para el caretaker.
You actually ate from these bowls?
Of course not. I already told you, we're not animals.
But the caretaker would set them out all the same, as ordered.
Another monstrosity. I begged you to stop this. Those two are too many as it is.
The dog and cat keep you company. This one will protect you. Care for the house, no matter what happens.
Before, I wished to know what was going on in that head of yours. I thought perhaps I could help. Now, I care not the slightest what you think or how you feel.
I feel nothing.
Just as I no longer know if I still hate you. Go, Olgierd. I want you out of my sight.
Olgierd von Everec failed to understand we'd never be able to replace him.
His spectre now casts a shadow over Lady Iris's every remembrance. We're almost at our journey's end.
What's there?
Iris von Everec's greatest fear.
Y vemos cuando le invocó a los demonios. Este es el perro, el gato y el caretaker para que cuidaran de la casa y de ella. Y ahora tenemos que enfrentarnos a su más grande miedo.
My dearest wife. Letters from Olgierd to Iris. Were I only as skilled with words as I am with my blade. Especially now, when an icy void grips my heart. I see how you look at me, and I see you wither. I cannot help you, but I believe I can cease harming you. This letter and this rose are my farewell. May you live in health, and remember but the good times, Olgierd.
Esta es la peor pesadilla de Iris.
As lifeless as a boulder of the roadside.
Hay varias copias de este enemigo. Tenemos que pegar solamente a la que está activa. Si la pegamos con una que está dormida, la vamos a despertar. Como el Olgierd original, la vamos a ganar haciéndole counter y luego un rend. Una batalla de paciencia. Ya Eliminamos 2 copias, nos quedan otras 4. Como quítate. Ven, pégame, ahí estás. Nos quedan 2 copias, banda. Poco a poco, con paciencia, vamos eliminándolas. No se nos puede pasar ninguno de estos combos porque ya nos dejó muy tocado. Un poco que se me mata. No, virga, ¿qué estoy diciendo? Ay, Dios. Bueno, tenemos que reiniciar desde... Bueno, reiniciar toda la batalla. No pasa nada. Ya vimos cómo hay que jugar. También la batalla contra el Orchid original nos costó 2 intentos. Y lo bueno de que está aquí en PC rápida es que los respawns son muchísimo más rápidos que en el Xbox. Donde hice mi primer playthrough. Vamos a ver. Vení. Venid a daros de hostias conmigo, Olgierd. Ya que me tardé mucho. Hay que pegar así rapidín, si no se les carga ahí. Carga el golpe fuerte. Tener cuidado de no pegarle a las demás copias que están inactivas, porque si no tenemos ya una pelea de varios contra uno. Ya fue, sí, ya. Ya te quedan a los 4. Listo, quedan 3. La clave es tener cuidado con los golpes y siempre tener un escudo de buen activo. Para poder bloquear el primer golpe si es que se nos cuela. Que nos cuela un combo. Con el escudo de Quen le bloqueamos el primero. Vamos, quedan 2. Vení. Tiene la guardia durísima este cabrón. Vamos, el último. Quítate. Uy. Estos combos son los que nos matan. Vení. Listo. Vean 2 intentos nada más.
You're not him.
Wait, I want to talk.
Not here. Not in this place.
Esa es Iris, o su fantasma al menos.
I'm sorry. I mistook you for another.
For Olgierd?
I thought he'd returned. To me.
What are you? A ghost? An illusion?
I am sadness.
Saw you before, but you weren't yourself. And I saw you again in your memories.
We've met. I don't recall. I had bad dreams. That is all I know.
I've come for the violet rose Olgierd gave you.
On the day we saw one another for the last time, I dried it and placed it in our chamber, at my bedside. I lay there for days, staring at it, until at last it crumbled into dust, as did I soon after.
So, the rose is gone?
Not from this world. Look, you buried my body and the flowers bloomed once more. And I was held in a deep, dark sleep. Only now have I awoken, just like my beautiful rose. When you placed the sketchbook on my grave, I remembered learning to draw my husband's face. Tell me, how is Olgierd? Healthy? Does he fare well?
Your husband's got a powerful enemy. Gaunter O'Dim. Know the name?
I curse the day I first heard it.
Who is he, and how'd he step into your lives?
It's my fault. It was for me Olgierd summoned the Man of Glass. And it was my fault he wished for riches, then immortality for us both. Olgierd will best O'Dim, won't he? Now tell me, how is my husband?
Your husband hunts out ever stronger sensations. He tempts fate, because at heart he's unhappy.
At heart he is stone, so nothing has changed. And did Olgierd mention me? What did he say?
Not much, but I didn't ask about you. He just sent me to retrieve the rose.
The rose? The last I have left of him? His last gift?
Got a feeling the rose is important to you, more than a memento.
I remember so little. Yet when I think of my rose, I begin to recall what was. The world around me turns real, and my eyes open wide and I recognize things. Remember who I am and who I was.
Friend once told me about a case like this. Could be strong emotions that bind you to the rose. Feelings we witchers call pins. They're what keeps you in this world.
Like an insect pinned in a collection case. Horrible.
Need to be honest. If I take the rose, you might cease to exist, as might the world you built around you.
And what will happen then? Shall I be free of the suffering, the sadness? Is it the void that awaits?
I don't know.
I don't wish to suffer any longer, but I fear there will be cold and darkness until there is nothing at all.
Tenemos que decidir, buenas noches, un poquito más oscuro. Si siguen viendo el video, muchas gracias. En el stream ya no queda nadie, pero bueno, yo sigo aquí. Y aquí tenemos que decidir si vamos a llevarnos la rosa, arriesgando que todo el mundo que construyó Iris deje de existir, junto con ella en esta forma espectral de su alma, recuerdos, etcétera. O si se la dejamos para que ella pueda seguir aquí, pues en ese limbo es el término correcto, yo creo. Entonces, yo ya sé qué voy a hacer. Sé lo que hice la primera vez y lo voy a volver a hacer.
I need the rose. Will you give it to me?
It's so fragile. Look, the petal edges have turned crimson, as they were on the day I received it. The one thing missing is the single drop of dew which slid down the leaf when I took the rose in hand. Or was it blood? Because I pricked my finger? I can't remember. You know, I never did read the letter from Olgierd. I didn't have to. And I needn't have kept the flower he left me.
I've come to a decision. I shall give you the rose.
Our service thus ends. Thank you, stranger, for freeing us.
Before we go, some advice. Beware of the one called the Man of Glass. Stand in his way, and you'll meet a fate worse than death. Seek salvation in glass that can't be broken.
Glass that can't be broken?
So long.
En un espejo que no puede ser roto. O sea, clave para lo que vamos a hacer después.
I'll remember you, Iris von Everec.
That no longer matters. Farewell.
Y el mundo pintado desapareció. Pero como les dijeron el perro y el gato, liberamos. Los liberamos de ese limbo que es como acordamos llamarlo, ¿no? The Black Cat and Dog. Bueno, vamos aquí a viajar rapidísimamente a la taberna para informarle a Olgierd que hemos terminado. Bueno, al hombre de Olgierd que hemos terminado la misión. Y aquí se viene una escena muy interesante. Muy interesante. Pero esto se va a quedar para la siguiente parte del video. Esto lo vamos a acabar hoy en directo. Bueno, les digo que ya nada más quedo yo en directo. Ya es medio tarde. Pero bueno, lo voy a acabar yo ahorita aquí en directo. Si alguien se quiere quedar, pues no sé si alguien quiere aquí. Pero bueno, los que están viéndolo en YouTube, pues aquí termina esta parte. Y la siguiente parte, el siguiente video, ahora sí vamos a terminar Hearts of Stone. Pensé que le iba a hacer un solo video, pero quedó bastante largo 2 horitas casi. Entonces, bueno, muchas gracias y nos vemos en la próxima, gente de YouTube.